Hey YouTube, welcome to the Subprime to Prime YouTube channel. Here our focus is to get you from subprime to prime. And that all starts with knowing where you want to go on your financial journey. This channel is for information and educational purposes only and is not intended to be financial or legal advice. Alright, let's get to it. In this video I'm going to discuss why it feels like financial literacy is hard to manage. And with the complexity of financial systems and products and various terms, policies, and regulations actually within this realm, it is definitely something that you have to put into direct practice. And really what it boils down to is because we don't get taught this like literally step by step, and it ingrained into us in school. They're not going to teach you this in school. You're being trained to be a worker in essence, and nothing against W-2, nothing against actually working, because the experiences, the people you meet, and all those things are absolutely essential for your overall development as just a human being. And that socialization and hard work, and sometimes you get that lazy factor into it as well, but overall it's just not taught in school, and you're bound by what your parents knew in the education, or in the financial space. And if it doesn't align with where you are or what you want to accomplish now, I mean, what good did it really do if they weren't educated and they're just passing along those habits onto you? So we're going to look at really a few things that influences and causes financial unrest and not being ready to really be in the place where you want to be financially. So lack of education is definitely one of the first things I think about when I'm thinking financial literacy. Everything that I've learned, it's been a culmination of just real world experience, things that my parents, I should say, they actually were financially okay. They weren't, I should say they became okay, because at first when we're young and our parents were young, they didn't know their ass from their elbow in a lot of things. But and I grew up actually really not financially set, but they got that way. My stepdad was in the military. My mom worked, and they were still working poor in essence. And I felt like when I was young that there were things that I wanted, and I didn't understand why I couldn't have them. I was doing well in school. I had got a job and was able to begin then learning how to manage my money. And I just didn't understand, hey, why can't we just go do this, or why can't we just pay for that? And there's a cost to all of that, and if you don't have the education, it's going to cost you dearly. I say that with the utmost respect, but if you don't get off your ass and do what you're supposed to do, you're going to find yourself in a financial hardship regardless. Okay, so constant changes also, the financial landscape and the dynamics and the laws and regulations that we got. There's so many contributing factors as to why we individually have financial issues, and our government financial issues, all the way down to the state and local levels. There's issues with finances all the time. We're always constantly in a push-pull with regards to, should we help take care of the homeless? Should we invest in our military? Should we do all these different types of things? And, people are at different points in their life. And if you're just getting into the workforce versus you've been in the workforce for a decade and you're still not seeing the fruits of all of that labor, there is, underlying factors. You have emotional factors. You got diverse financial goals and the access to information. That's a big one. You're going to get a ton of information, but is it accurate? Is it going to help you? Are they walking you step by step through the process of what you need to do to get your financial house in order? Technology. You have apps that can help you budget and plan. You have, all kinds of fintechs out there that, that do banking and all sorts of things that you have at your disposal now that people didn't then. And then, with having debt and financial struggles, you have to really, really focus in on what you want to get accomplished and how fast you want it done. And, we'll even talk about the fact that we have cultural and societal, factors, because you have people that think that, if you're married, maybe in the olden days, well, back in the day, they thought, well, the husband should go out and work and provide for the family while the wife raises the children and keeps house. Well, those times are no longer viable for most American families. You do need dual incomes in households because we are consumers. We are consumers. We are actually probably the biggest consumer on earth, and we consume a bunch of bullshit. I mean, literally, if you go and take inventory of your house, there is a ton of stuff that you really don't need. They might have sentimental value. They may have been a gift or something like that. But things that you just pick up at Walmart or, at any department store, and things you absolutely just don't need. You just wanted them at the time. I mean, that's consumption. We consume everything that we like and we think that is going to bring some kind of joy to our lives. Sometimes it's temporary, sometimes it lasts a little while, but all of that fits into why financial literacy is such a struggle for people. It's probably mainly the emotional factors that play a role in it. You have fear, greed. People say that money can't make you happy. Well, I mean, I'm going to be lying to you. It doesn't solve a shit ton of problems. And that's where we, excuse my language, but it's expressive, and it's just like, I'm emphasizing the fact that you are where you are, and you can get to where you want to get if you take the time to really dial back your emotions and really, really begin to think, what's my next 5 moves? You want to always be, revisiting your budget and looking at your expenses and making adjustments and changing and fixing imperfections in your credit and utilizing things like the debt snowball to try to accelerate your debt payoff, and seeking other jobs or freelancing or stay-at-home type of work that you can do to bring in extra income. You always want to be really, really trying to accelerate these goals, and that's the way to win financially in this space. You're going to have to control those emotions and just do the hard work that it takes initially to get things rolling, and once you do, you won't regret it. Please like and subscribe if you found this information useful to you, and hop on over to the school platform where we talk about these things a little bit more in depth. And just always remember that on your journey to your financial goals, always you want to place the most emphasis on the things that are going to get you there the fastest. All right. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll talk to you later.